Tim Burton is back, and so is J Star.
Word. What up?
This is the Beetlejuice 2024 edition review. Got another legacy sequel on our hands here, of course. 36 years in the making, which is wild. It's like
Yeah, when you think about it.
Beetlejuice is older than me, guys. Because the original Beetlejuice was
Mm,
released in March of '88.
mhm.
Which I'm just like, again, what is with who the scheduling of release? Why? Yeah. So, if you are not familiar, the synopsis of this film is three generations of the Deetz family return home to Winter River after an unexpected family tragedy. Still haunted by Beetlejuice, Lydia's life soon gets turned upside down when her rebellious teenage daughter discovers a mysterious portal to the afterlife. When someone says Beetlejuice's name three times, the mischievous demon gleefully returns to unleash his very own brand of mayhem. Rightfully rated PG-13 with a
Yeah, yeah.
runtime.
I would have been shocked if I'd have saw a rated R. I would have been shocked.
I would have been happy. I would have been like, let's go.
Yeah, that part. But I would have been like, what? This doesn't even seem
Nah.
like the style, though, for real, when you
It
think
was
about it.
very appropriately rated PG-13, so just be mindful of that. And
Hmm.
it had a runtime of an hour and 44 minutes. And of course, genre is horror comedy. As always, well, sometimes when we feel like it, this review will be spoiler free.
Hmm.
'Cause I feel like if we go into too much details, then you might as well not see it because we'll just be
Word.
telling you what the hell happens.
Yeah, exactly.
So yeah, let's get into it. The story of Beetlejuice. Very simple to understand. I mean, essentially, it's just a direct continued story of the 1988 film with the plot following Lydia and Astrid. I think she does really well. I didn't think they would look alike, but obviously with the makeup and everything, they do look like mother and daughter, low key.
Really sold that one.
They did for sure. And of course, with the story not being difficult to grasp,
No, it
homework.
wasn't at
You
all.
feel like you have to watch the first Beetlejuice to see this?
Yes and no. Like
For
it kind of
nostalgia's sake,
feels
yes,
it
but
kind of feels right. Like just to understand like who Lydia is and what's the issue with Beetlejuice. That's
and to know what the hell who Beetlejuice is too, yeah,
right. So
it would make
like,
sense.
but then if you're just watching it, it's like you're not really missing anything because that's how the kind of the first one started. Like
For sure.
he was already there existing.
Yeah.
So there's no backstory if you go to the first one, so it's kind of fine. So it's like a yeah and no thing. Like yeah, just so you can get context, and then no because it's still a good movie to watch without it.
Oh, for sure. Like, it's not required watching, but I feel like if you haven't seen Beetlejuice, 1, what is wrong with you?
Word.
2, just do it just to, familiarize yourself with the characters and the setting and everything. I mean, it's
Mm-hmm.
a good film, so it's not like we gonna set you astray. Literal cult classic.
Yeah.
Tim Burton, how you gonna go wrong with that? And to me, I feel like the writing was spot on with the story
Yep.
and the actors' roles. Like, it didn't
Mhm.
feel.
It didn't feel forced.
Yeah,
Everybody behaved accordingly.
absolutely. And again, like, it definitely worked the PG-13 rating.
Mhm.
Like, there was no.
Even that
Well.
the one part where it got bleeped, that was shocking.
Right, I was like, "Okay, that's probably where they pushed it and actually, like, they said, 'Okay, y'all can only curse this many amount of times,' and that was it." They was just like,
The
"Okay,
fact they actually bleeped it was
they bleeped
hilarious.
it." That was funny. And apparently there was a lot of improv too, so
Mhm.
maybe that's why it didn't feel, like, stuffy or forced, like, it just flowed.
Yeah.
Pretty well done. I'm not gonna say it was like, "Oh my god, I was on the floor laughing," like,
Yeah,
you
I
gonna get
wasn't
what
like
you gonna
that.
get with the
But it
joke.
was like, yeah.
And the pacing,
It was decent. It didn't feel like it went too long.
yeah. 144 is very appropriate for this film, I'll say that. It didn't feel like, "Oh my god, Beetlejuice, will you hurry up?" Like,
Yeah, like
"Y'all hurry up and finish y'all mission," but nah, it felt appropriately timed and paced, like, it wasn't something that was, "This is gonna
it
keep
was
you
like
guessing." The plot is
when
basic
is
enough,
you
you
didn't
don't
think
know.
well, not once like when is it over or
Yeah.
is
looking at your
or
watch.
is it going too quick? It didn't you didn't even feel that?
Right, exactly. Like you're in that zone. It transforms you into basically the Halloweeny feel of it all. So when you're in there.
Because I put it like this, if you're a movie buff, right, and you can tell by the writing when it's gonna be over, when, like, act 1, act 2 type thing is going
Yeah, yeah,
on.
yeah, yeah.
So it's like
Very clear.
even it was, like, very clear, like, how, like, the pacing was going.
For sure. Like the writing, if you're used to, let me just say older style movies, I can even chalk it up to 80s movies as well. Like
Mhm.
the whole sequencing of everything. It's very direct, no guessing, no like type of plots. Were there any
Yeah.
plot holes? I don't think so.
Um, not really. No, honestly, no. No plot holes.
Yeah, so yeah, it's
Because
not,
they
it's very
cleaned up nice.
straightforward.
They cleaned up nice.
Yeah, oh yes, they did. And considering who wasn't there.
Yeah.
And for performances, going straight into the cast, we have Michael Keaton, the original and greatest Batman ever, next to Christian Bale.
Mhm.
But no writer, of course, Catherine O'Hara reprised their roles,
She
and
did great. She
she
did
did
great.
amazing. Her
She
timing
did
was on. Honestly, I think a
she
lot of
didn't
the
miss a
improv
beat.
came from her. Just knowing her, she had
Yeah.
a lot of improv for
She
sure. She
didn't
was
miss
just
a
having
beat.
fun.
She
She was
was like
having a good time.
she got the call and rewatched the movie like
She was like,
40 times. Like,
I was waiting for y'all to call me for this. Like, she just
it
showed
took
up.
y'all
She didn't
so
have no
long.
script. She didn't have nothing. She just showed up. And then, of course, we have new faces added to the cast as well with Jenna Ortega, Justin Theroux, William Dafoe, Monica Bellucci, and Arthur Conti.
You know
So,
what was
all
surprising? I saw,
what?
Brad Pitt's name as an executive producer.
Why not? He and Tim
No,
Burton are good friends.
no, I'm just saying, like, alright, like, he just was like, "Alright, we're doing this. We're doing this."
Again, this felt like a passion project. It didn't feel
Yeah,
like, yo, we got to get some cash. Halloween coming up. Yo, it's 36 years. What we going to
and
do?
and
Tim,
you
I
can
need some
feel
money.
that, like,
Like,
that's why it
yeah,
felt so right.
this felt like they wanted to do this. And almost of, the entire original cast showed up. Let's just say who
Mhm.
was present and able to film that honestly mattered and isn't a weirdo.
Right.
But honestly, the performance is spot on. I feel like everybody fit their role very well.
Mhm.
Did you have any character that you thought did the best?
Ortega, she did the best, honestly.
I mean,
I
yeah,
would
she just
say
fits the role
O'Hara, I'd
always.
like, those 2 are, like, neck and neck.
Standout wise, yeah, for me for sure. Ryder was just there, like,
Yeah, she was just
oh, she
there.
was more so support, I feel,
Mhm.
but
It
she didn't do
wasn't her
bad.
movie. It wasn't her
Yeah,
movie.
for sure. Definite Ortega.
You can tell in the writing it wasn't really for her.
Yeah. Worst character?
Worst character? That dude. That douchey dude.
Justin Theroux,
Is that his name?
the boyfriend?
No, no, well, him too. No, no, he did okay. It wasn't
Him too, okay. For him,
it
I felt like I needed more, but I was just like, maybe
yeah,
he's just
but
trying to
at
break out of
time,
seriousness
it was
and just
time.
be goofy. You mean
Yeah,
the, well, without giving anything away, the counterpart?
mhm.
Okay, yeah. Yeah,
He
yeah.
can go.
It
He can
gave Daniel Humphrey, but a mix of Daniel Humphrey and then the actual character in You Too, so I kinda get it. I got that vibe, but I was just
like,
like, "This mother is
it
weird." Like,
it seemed like they needed a subplot.
and they didn't really, but I get it just to make it connect with, like, modern day,
Like, it was like,
what they would care
we need a
about.
reason to be in this scene, so we got
Yeah.
like, like, created
Once they
something.
switched that sequence, it was like, "Okay, how can we make this connect?" Boom,
Right,
here's
like,
another
how could we
character.
end up here? What is the
Yep.
reason for being here?
And they're like, "Y'all are surely talking around this whole plot. Can y'all shut up?" "We will."
Mhm.
On to CGI and effects. So, another great benefit of sequels done 3 decades later is access to new technology, practical and visual effects. I'm not gonna say anything blew me away necessarily, but
No,
they
it did
did
what it's
really
supposed to
well.
do.
Yeah,
Like,
they did
because
OD.
even when the original Beetlejuice came out, its effects wasn't amazing.
But it wasn't, but that's what made it the movie. Like, that's
Exactly,
Burton's style, like, that's
exactly,
his thing.
exactly. So, like, it worked. It
Oh, for
didn't
sure.
you didn't see no Marvel CGI, none of that stuff.
Michael Bay in the background.
Yeah, you
Yay.
didn't see any of that. You don't need that in this type
No,
of
it
movie
didn't need it.
anyway.
They did it right, and they didn't overdo it, which is
This is
I was happy to see that.
I would say a genre of CC, like, I would say, like, cult classics
Yeah, for
because,
sure, it is.
like well, because when you do those movies, like, you revise a cult classic, you kinda gotta stay in that lane, like, let's
You gotta
say
stay in the zone, you can't do too much.
you can't punch up the movie, you can't do that.
Yeah, because if you do, then you're just gonna get a
You
ton of complaints like, "Why did you do
mhm.
this? I used to love this movie. Oh my god, what is
Yeah,
happening?"
"You ruined my whole childhood," and
My
you
life
know
is ruined.
exactly, like
But nah, the makeup, costumes, and even just the overall ambiance, it was good. Like, it fit
mhm,
perfectly. Now for the box office and budget numbers. So, the production budget for this was approximately 100 million.
really.
Yeah,
Well, you know what? That's the going rate these days, so it just seems
pretty
like
much. That seems like the baseline.
yeah,
That's a
it's like
nice little budget to work with.
I'd be shocked when I hear less than 100,000,000, honestly.
Right. When it's like a measly budget and it like just breaks that number crazy, then I'm like, oh, well, damn. So domestically, in its first weekend, it raked in 110 million, which is
Nice.
surpassing the goal.
Mhm.
Also got another 35.4 million internationally, grossing
Nice.
the approximate total of 145.4 million. So a
That's cool.
success.
That's cool.
Success. They did it, yeah. As
They
far as
did
like
they
what they
came,
projected.
and they left with the prize.
Yeah. They
It's
beat it.
not winning
So
any awards, but they got the money. That's
it'll probably win an MTV movie or some
they
shit,
still do
but
that?
I think so. I think so. Because honestly, like, what else is there? Like, it's been slim pickings for the films, but yeah,
Yeah,
I
well,
can see it winning something like that.
obviously, when it's a revised IP, there's nothing going on. No one wants
No,
to do anything new.
no one
Everybody's
wants to
afraid.
take a chance,
Other
and
than
everybody's scared,
Netflix, which is weird.
which is very. I mean, because
And they're
Netflix is
winning
already
lately?
in. And why are they still
At
in
the
debt?
beginning, they was trash, but lately they've been winning.
Like original content wise, are they still in debt?
Yeah,
Okay, so I don't know how that happens and works, but
I don't
I
know either.
guess.
That I don't know who or what they
Right.
doing
Who's cooking them books? Cook up somebody else's books. Like,
because whew,
pull up on Sally Mae and cook those books too, because I don't know how
they
you
owe
making it
as
work.
almost as much as the country. Like
That's crazy. Like, y'all in debt. Like, not even like, "Oh, we just not making money." Like, "No, y'all aren't." Like, what is happening?
like American Express runs your account and their computer sets ablaze. Like
Declined. Like, the heck? But definitely Beetlejuice was a success. I feel like it would have done better in October naturally, because duh, it just gives Halloween.
yeah, I think that yeah, it was a little too soon.
Yeah, I feel like September release did hinder things a bit.
I don't know what's wrong with these. I'm gonna do these movies a month or two before the season it belongs in type
I think
thing.
that's just how, like, the modernization of, like, the rollouts are now. Like, I'm thinking also in my head marketing wise, this is gonna be ready for streaming by the time
Y-
Halloween comes out.
Yeah, I
I
believe
said
so.
Halloween comes out like it's a movie. Like, it is a movie,
But
my bad, but the holiday of
we know what she
Halloween
meant.
the next Halloween. Wait, Michael? God, no,
But yeah,
please,
it's like
please don't come
like
back.
if that
But
was the case, they should have did this in like July.
yeah, but that's a weird month. That's like another blockbuster month.
But
That
didn't
would
the
have done
original come out
justice.
like in March?
It came out in March, and again, I'm just like, "What the hell was y'all on?" Like,
Yeah, it's like so
again,
it's like July could
who
have
is
worked out
making these schedules? Like, what? It's sick. It's just like, okay, yeah. October would have just easy cash grab. Like they really wanted to
easy.
make like a bag. But yeah, it's like September's a chill month. It's rolling out into fall. So it's kind of like you got that slow rollout working in things as well. So it's just like it works. And again, they beat their projection, so they win.
Yeah. That yeah, win. Regardless of the fact, they still won.
For sure. And it just felt overall like Tim, he really wanted to continue the legacy with this and didn't muddy it up by just being cliche and then being over the top with the modernization of certain aspects and points. Like he kept it pretty tasteful. And now, with that being said, rating. What would you rate this out of 5?
A 3 solid, but point 0.5 added due to nostalgia.
This man's copying me. I too will rate this a 3 out of 5. I mean, it definitely transports you into the movie, and the plot itself is not hard to grasp. Again, it's a good watch. It's a nice, fun watch. Just not even for the nostalgic aspects of it, but just to see like actors that are extremely talented do their thing, mixed with a group of newcomers do their thing as well too. So that's always good to see. It's like on chemistry, how they work together, and then like hearing that there was room for improv was also dope too.
Yeah.
Should you go see it? I
Go?
mean,
Like, if you're going to a friend's house?
yeah, or movies. Like, I mean, if you're a fan of Beetlejuice or you got family or like a kid that you just want to go to the movie theaters with, sure, take them. Why not?
Yeah, if it's some if you got if you ain't got nothing to do and you need to find something and you
Yeah,
remember the original, go ahead,
yeah.
take the brats.
Like if you mess with Beetlejuice, for sure, go see it. Go to the theaters. Why not? Ain't nothing else going on. Like, can you wait for streaming?
Yes,
Yeah,
totally. I would.
for sure. Because again, like I said, it's 9 times out of 10 going to be ready
And
to
besides,
stream
they
by
already
Halloween.
got the money.
How you gonna base it on that? Like, they made their budget. My work here is done. Like, you didn't do anything but listen to this. Hello? Y'all better go participate.
Nah, for real. Go ahead and see the movie if you
How
can.
much of my dollars? 15 of my dollars went to the
Nah, because I'm talking smack when I only paid like $1.60 to go see the movie.
What you do, matinee again?
Yeah.
I swear, you. I did the brunch joint at Alamo, so yeah. You end up basically just paying for, like, whatever the hell you eat, but, I mean, yeah, it works out. Yeah, Halloweeny nostalgia, go see it. No end
Mhm.
credits or extra scenes, so feel free to get up and walk straight out.
And that's surprisingly a good thing. I was expecting one, but
I
it's
was
good.
expecting one, but I'm just like I was okay that there wasn't one.
I was
It
like,
was
"Oh,
like,
cool. Nice."
"Alright, bet, I can leave." I didn't feel like it needed one. If there was an extra scene, it would've been cool, but again, not necessary.
Yeah, it wasn't necessary. It was cool though.
Indeed. Be sure to connect with us via Spotify poll and the comment section, leaving your thoughts about Beetlejuice. You can also do so on Instagram, X, YouTube, or verbalvibemode.com. You can also leave a voicemail using the app. All links are in the description box below. Peace.
Peace.